Yo people, welcome back to the YouTube channel. You already know what time it is. It's time for your Rivals review. English clubs not holding down the fort in the Champions League tonight. We're talking about the double disaster class from Arsenal and Manchester United. And I'm going to be mentioning Napoli versus Real Madrid as well because I was watching that game. We have a absolute festivity of fuckeries today to talk about. And I am buzzing. And I cannot believe that I was questioned as to why I'm here for these Champions League watch-alongs. I will be there because I never know when these people are going to mess with my coefficient points. I need that fifth spot, but the English clubs today want to play games. They want to play games. Manchester United losing at home to Galatasaray, going down to 10 men. Let's talk about it. Lens beating Arsenal at home. The whole stadium was full of ultras. I couldn't see a single family section anywhere. There was people crying at the end of the game. Some serious back to the walls defending at the end as well. Big up to them. We got something in common. I've got lenses when I'm not wearing my glasses. You lot are spelt and looking just like the same. It's crazy. And then when you're talking about Real Madrid, I mean, some of the play from Bellingham tonight, we're going to talk about it as well. But let's start with Manchester United because they lost at home. And I'm telling you, I'm being completely honest. I was watching this game. Manchester United, for large parts of this game, were the better team. They were creating chances, whether it's Rashford cutbacks, Bruno not quite getting there, intercepted, etc. People will say the pass was poor, should have put more pace on it. But they were pushing numbers forward. Mason Mount pulling shots wide of the post, right? There were many chances for Manchester United in this game. Even Hairline had a goal ruled out for offside when there was some lovely intricate play down the right. And he's standing there like Jude Bellingham with his hands like this, trying to be all giving it the big one. Listen, it didn't quite work out that way. Manchester United, both the goals conceded, the first two goals, before we get to the winner and whatnot and the penalty, that unfortunately Icardi didn't convert. Both the goals that they conceded, the first two, were conceded within 5 minutes after scoring. Big mentality problem here. You're not focused. You're not in tune. You're not connected because you're playing well for large periods. We're talking 10, 15 minutes at a time. You're on the ascendancy. You're creating chances. You're plugging away. Galatasaray in the first half, in moments, they looked a little bit out of their depth. And Manchester United are pulling the strings and they're trying to find a way through. And as soon as Manchester United get that goal, and it's through, Hairline, listen, big him up. He got 2 goals tonight. He was very, very good in terms of what he did. His first goal is a very, very, very good header. Brilliant ball across the face, a goal from Rashford. Manchester United 1-0 up. You're thinking to yourself, right, they're going to go on now. 17 minutes in. They've been mainly the better team in this beginning of the game. And then, bang. Bang, boom, bomb. Listen. How are you conceding that goal from Zaha? The defending, and again, 5 minutes after the goal, the defending from Manchester United is absolutely atrocious on this first goal. It is abysmal. It's diabolical. The ball gets played from Davinson Sanchez. Meanwhile, he's the one that allowed Hairline to be onside, I believe, for the goal because he's not in line offside. He's not playing the trap correctly. So he's had a sham moment there, a bit of a clangor, right? We know him from his days at Tottenham. Not a great player. He plays this long looping ball over the top. It's nothing dangerous. It's nothing serious. Varane is doing up some sort of hologram. He's not even trying to engage. He's just chilling, vibing, standing there. Doesn't want to stop this ball from he doesn't want to intercept. He allows it to bounce. And then it's Dalot versus Wilfried Zaha. And Dalot gets absolutely manhandled, bossed, bullied. Zaha, upper body strength, shrugs him off. The ball has already bounced. So at this point, Manchester United have already made a clangor. You just taught from young ages as a defender, do not let the ball bounce. You let the ball bounce and you're just radiating this massive insecurity across your back line, and you're really sparking to life the attack because they're like, whoa, they don't know what they're doing here. They don't know how to defend. So now we're gonna really pounce. And that's exactly what they did. Zaha, on the end of it, took it down, smashed it in. I mean, it took a bit of a deflection off of Dalot, and this is not the first time Onana was looped in this game. Absolutely lobbed for the dear life of him, and they've conceded the equaliser. Then you're looking at Man United go ahead again. Like I said, Hairline, this is the second half we're moving into now. They get their goal. It's well worked. It's deserved. It's a great finish. It's a mistake really from Galatasaray in terms of their playing out from the back, but it's a wonderful counter transition. It's exactly what Hairline did at Atalanta, making that run in behind on the left channel. Little dink over the keeper. Lovely stuff, 2-1. You think to yourself, Man United are in control again. They've, for large parts of the second half, I say 10 to 15 minutes of the second half, up until this goal, they're looking good. Little spell for Galatasaray after the half-time whistle blew, but Apart from that, Man United got themselves back in. So again, they're the better team. They concede again. And this time, it's from Kerman. I'm not going to say his last name because I'll butcher it. Turkish name. Big him up. Man United defending like clowns. Again, down the right-hand side, nobody's picking people up. And again, he's got involved, got his shot in, and it's across past Onana. Onana had an awful game. Onana had an awful game. Because for some of the goals he should have saved. And then when I'm talking about the penalty that he gives away, because it's really him, Casemiro gets sent off, but it's Onana playing the ball out after being at 2-2, playing the ball out to nobody. Casemiro is not open for this pass, and even if he is, you've got to put a lot more power and vim on this pass. He doesn't do so. This is some soft-ass, complacent pass. Casemiro doesn't get there. Galatasaray retrieve the ball. Casemiro goes diving in, red card. And that's because of Onana, who had a shocker game, absolute shocker. We were linked with him in the summer. We were kind of annoyed we didn't get him. Distribution, Champions League final, you know, cross collection. Listen, it looks like my board have played a blinder by getting Sanchez instead, who's playing pretty well at the moment, and leaving Onana in the wilderness. Because this guy he's just being awful now. This is horrendous start. He had his big post-match press conference where he spoke to the public and said, oh, I'm so sorry. Fair enough, you owned up to your mistakes, but now, brother, after that game, you're gonna have to run a whole film. You're gonna have to do a whole Netflix documentary on that one, because it was crazy. You're gonna need more than a little 2-3 minutes. Icardi misses the penalty, so Manchester United get life, but they're down to 10 men now. And then it's unfortunately for United, it's inevitable, because Galatasaray, when they've got a little bit of confidence in them, they start committing bodies forward. They get that third goal. And it's a poor bit of play again from United, giving the ball away, lose the header, wide open, you know, at the back. Amrabat's playing him on side. He's in no man's land. They've given it away. And Icardi's 1v1, and he just lobs it over Onana, sits his ass down again, and it's 3-2, and it's absolutely beautiful. And I'm telling you right now, Manchester United, I was arguing with Cams about this on Dion. I'm going to stick to it. Old Trafford is not looking like a fortress. Lost to Galatasaray, lost to Brighton, lost on the weekend to Palace at home, right? And now we're talking about a team that is going to get very toxic, because listen, that whole playing squad, there's been enough talk about him. Now Ten Hag's under serious pressure as well. When we go to Old Trafford as a Chelsea fan, I'm not thinking anything other than let's go and win that game. I'm not thinking about, oh, we don't have a good record here, all that rare tear. Not interested. You guys are not playing to the level you should be. And listen, you probably don't even deserve to have the points you have at the moment. So crazy. And then we move on to Arsenal. Quickly, briefly, because I didn't watch the whole Arsenal game. I'm just seeing Jesus' goal to my left. It's a really good finish. Cut across the keeper. Nice. Didn't get to see the whole game, but I did get to see Lons's goals and the finishing. For the first goal from Thomason, oh my days. Obviously, Raya's played a blunder, right? It's a bad pass. He's given it away. But from where he gives it away and where that move then starts to where the ball ends up and it ends up going in the goal, credit to Lons, because they did everything perfectly, step by step, stage by stage. Whether it's going and penetrating down the middle, the two centre-backs were split. But the control and the composure to lay it off to his teammate, and then the finish, first time, wrap his foot around the ball, far corner. The quality of the finisher from Lons was beautiful. And yeah, just a little flick to him and then bang, caressed it in the far corner, wonderful. And then again, like I said, I didn't get to see the whole second half. I seen Saka get injured as well. There was talk about before the game, should Saka be rested? He should have been, in my opinion. I'm not just saying it in hindsight. I was watching, you know, Lee Judges and Robbie that were in the car discussing, debating. Saka's played 85 games in a row, Arsenal fans were telling me in the chat. That is absurd. You don't have any competition for him, fair enough. You've got City on Sunday. Will he be fit? Will you give him an injection? I don't know. But at the end of the day, this guy needs a rest. And now he's been injured in this game. You haven't won. You've played your strongest team. It's a disaster on all fronts. The second goal is just absolutely fantastic as well. The quality of the finishing. They're taking these shots on the half volley and they're just wrapping their foot around it constantly. And they are just... They're doing everything you're taught. You get over the ball and you make sure that you keep it on target. You don't lean back, and it's just quality for the second goal as well from Lons. And listen, then they started really fighting as well, and it was Wahi with the second goal. Let me not forget to mention, a player that was linked with a lot of Premier League clubs, linked with us as well. And he said, listen, I'm not joining because there's not a lot of space. You guys are loaning out all the players, and I don't want to go on loan to Strasbourg, and I don't want to be part of this like pyramid scheme, and I don't want to be part of this clusterfuck of youngsters. I want to play games. Now you know why. What a finish from Wahi. What a finish from Wahi for the second. And then, like I said, backs to wall. From what I was hearing, because I was kind of dipping in and out of the game, it looked like Arsenal really weren't on the ascendancy when Lens were 2-1 up. They weren't really looking like Arsenal at this point. They were kind of just plugging away, but not really that dangerous. Some people were saying kind of boring, but hey, I'll watch it back. And then defending for their lives right at the end, blocks, everything. It was unbelievable. So fair play to Lons, what a win. Arsenal, 3 points from 6. Not a disaster, but certainly not great. And Man United, it is a disaster. 6 points and you've got 0. You better batter Copenhagen home and away just to keep yourselves in contention. And then we talk about Real Madrid, Napoli quickly. I watched that game for the good 95% of it. And I have to say, yeah, what a game, first of all. KK on that left-hand side, giving us wonderful little passes and crosses, and he's just a baller. We already know this. Osimhen was trying his very best. But I have to say, Real Madrid, in terms of Bellingham and Vinicius, this team, Bellingham is an unbelievable footballer. The one thing with Bellingham I was saying last season, maybe just improve your pass. Just get that extra bit of edge because you've got the athleticism, you're box to box, you can score goals, you can win headers, you're strong, you're quick, you're dynamic. You've got almost everything. He's only 20, right? This guy has added the pass. On the weekend, I saw this unbelievable Modric-esque outside the right boot, round the corner for Joselu. Unbelievable pass. Great assist. Today, an assist for Vinicius. Fantastic again. Won the interception. Long legs out. Intercepted. Terrible play from Napoli in build-up. Then slipped it over to Vinicius. He opened up his body, wrapped his foot around it. Some wonderful finishes tonight. Picked a side net in, wonderful goal. But the goal that Bellingham scored tonight. Let me tell you something. This guy has just unlocked something that I did not foresee so quickly. At Real Madrid, to do what he's doing at this age, just taking the game by the scruff of the neck and taking on a whole ass defensive block by himself and dribbling past 3-4 players. And then the composure to put the finish in. Goal of the night by far for me. Just unbelievable from Bellingham again. And like I said, Napoli, they kept getting themselves back into the game. You know, they took the lead from a set piece. They didn't really deserve to be ahead. So once Real Madrid came from behind, that was probably a more fair representation of the way the game was going. Napoli plug it back to 2-2. But Real Madrid get that third and it is deserved. And Valverde with an unbelievable strike again from distance. Banged off the bar, off the keeper and in. Just the quality of the goals tonight was on another level. I'm privileged to sit here and tell you that I watched the Champions League games because it was a sight to behold. Obviously, Icardi's penalty was nasty, but he made up for it with the dink on Onana, so we'll forgive you. And yeah, I'm just buzzing. I'm absolutely buzzing. What a night of Champions League football. It doesn't get much better than that. Tomorrow we will be here. PSG versus Newcastle, Dortmund versus Milan, and obviously Man City, Leipzig. You got a lot to live up to, guys, tomorrow, because today can be very difficult to be topped. I'm not going to lie. Very difficult to be topped. Smash up the like, smash up the subscribe. I'll see you guys next time. What a day. In a bit, people. Peace. Mod.